quick check. Yep. For everyone popping in, my name is Layla, not Steven Anderson. I know the title is misleading, but I'm one of the streamers here and the title will get updated a bit later. Hello. Hello everyone. Just give me a minute, I'm setting up my reference board and the chat. Okay. Cool. So today I thought we could tackle this amazing concept by Christina Gomez, given it's almost Christmas time. I thought it would be fitting, and it's just really cool shapes and cool colors. So yeah, I'm gonna be sculpting this elf lady. Let me know if my music is loud or quiet. Can you hear me well? Hey Layla. Oh, hi. Hello, what focal length should I use for 2D reference like you have? So if you mean what camera focal length you should use for translating the 2D concepts, I stick with something like 50 or 60 when I render it out. By default in ZBrush it's 50. I can on rare occasions switch it to 85, but with portraits like these, it's generally a good rule to keep it above 50, because that's roughly the camera lens that you would take a photo with of like a real person, like a portrait. Right. Let's see more people popping in. Hello. Eagerly waiting to watch. Thank you. Nice, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, so something around like 50-60 is my go-to. Okay. Without further ado, let's get into it. You know the drill. I always start with 2 spheres, just blocking out the main shapes. So it would be a good idea to save it from the get-go. You'll see me adjusting the screen every now and again. I have a dual arm monitor set up, and something happened to it over the weekend, and now it's like tilting forwards and my screen is like tilting down. So don't mind me. You can see me using the clip curve brush to flatten out any areas of the geo that I want to have flattened out. It's really cool, and it works in a way that it preserves all of the topology that you have without creating like a new polygroup and actually slicing it, which I want at the beginning stages. I just want to keep it clean and simple. It's annoying. Okay guys, I'll have it fixed to the stream. One of the bolts must have come loose and that's why it's tilting now. Do the unwrap before applying noise? I'd say yes, if you mean UV unwrap. It depends on what scale of the noise you're doing. Something like real big and influences the surface a lot. Like left side will be different from the right side because it's not symmetrical. And now you see how I lost all the symmetry. It's easier to unwrap on the symmetrical mesh. So I'd say do the UVs first and then use noise. Hi, hello. Hello everyone. Meg is saying hi. I want to move from blended to ZBrush. Could you recommend some courses for beginners, please? Courses for beginners? Yeah, I know a few. Like one of them. Is it for beginners though? I know Shane Olsen does a really good course. So just type in Shane Olsen ZBrush course. He's pretty good at that. Not sure if it's beginner level though. He's one of the streamers here. Really talented. You're welcome. But I would also recommend just watching streams here on ZBrush channel, because that's how I learned. Just pick whoever you like, whoever's approach you like best, and follow their streams and tutorials on their YouTube channel. Or here on ZBrush channel. Michael Pavlovich, one of the streamers here, also is really good at explaining all the technicalities of ZBrush, so if you're more into that, or you just want to start by learning all the technicalities first and then get into organic sculpting, I'd recommend doing that, or doing both at the same time, learning like lots of good features of ZBrush through his streams. Okay, I think I'm gonna... Oh my god, it looks creepy. I promise it will look better. Music is a bit too loud. All good. How about now? Sorry about that. I usually test my microphone and music prior to the stream, and I did that, but the volume seems to vary from track to track, so if I test it on like quieter tracks, then it seems alright on my end. Okay, let's get some ice. I'm gonna use a macro actually. And ice. Um, for those who weren't here from the beginning, there's something up with my screen. Not the screen, sorry, the monitor. And it's tilting forwards, and basically the camera is like tilting downwards. Yeah, something like that. I can't fix it now, but I'll fix it after the stream. So apologies for that. Hola, hola, hi. Hey, it's you again. Yeah, and it's you again. Yeah, I disappeared for a few weeks. Had to just sort my life out. And now I'm back. Let's give her some eyelids. I'm just gonna duplicate the mesh and make them slightly bigger. Fill them in with the same material, just the basic material. Very good time to save. Now let's knife rectangular. Let's remesh that with the groups on. Bring it down to something like this. Ooh. Let's check it. It has like a softer edge, which I don't want. So I'm just gonna quickly add some loops. That's better. And even though you can't really see her eyelids in this concept, like the bottom eyelids, for instance, I still prefer to have them there, ever so slightly. Just because some concept artists or some 2D artists don't draw them, doesn't mean they're not there. So it might look alright, and it looks great on the 2D concept. You're not questioning that because our human mind has been trained over the years of like adding in all of the facial features to the cartoon characters. Let me paraphrase that. So if you were to watch any like Disney or Nickelodeon show of like 2000s, like a cartoon show, right now, you'd see that a lot of them don't draw certain facial features like these folds, for example. You'll never see a character with these folds. Or the corners of the eyes. I don't remember the exact name for it, but like basically those small triangles in the corners of the eyes. You'll never see it being drawn for cartoon style. But what our brains do, they adapt and they actually assume that they are there. So when you're translating into 3D, unless it's a very stylized character, you kind of have to keep it in mind. Also, she's got a really cute nose. It's almost cat-like. And as soon as we add eyelids, it starts looking more human. Somewhat, but we'll get there. You're very smart. Thank you. Hello, Steven, you look different today. I do, right? I'm in a different country too. Oh, the title hasn't been changed? Yeah, that happens sometimes. Do you usually have some kind of custom base mesh, or do you prefer to create everything from scratch? Second one. As you can see here, if you rewind, we started from the sphere and we haven't gone too far yet. But yeah, I generally prefer to work from the sphere because I reckon that gives me the best best kind of conditions for me to improve upon my anatomy skills and just like the skill of translating 2D concepts to 3D when I use primitive shapes the most. Because I try to think of this concept in like big shapes. Spheres, cylinders, cubes. And that's how I break down every concept that I work with. Some people don't do that, like some 3D sculptors, and it's fine. Just my preferred way of doing that. Are you guys working on anything while I am sculpting? Are you just watching? Okay, let's overlay the concept and check the proportions. And that's how I like to do it. Let's turn on the perspective. I actually prefer to work with it rather than with it on, rather than with this off. Oh. Okay. Let's select her mouth area. Let's move it up just a bit. Her eyes seem to be in the correct spot. Let's set kind of like a fake camera in the scene. By going to document and scrolling all the way down, you'll see the zap link properties, and I usually set it to custom. And it creates, like, it saves the position of your camera, basically the perspective that you're looking at it from at that certain point, and you can always come back to it when you like sculpt something and then you have to come back. Okay, no questions, let's move on. I didn't even know that was there. Which one? Sorry, that was kind of in my head. What is the name of the artist streaming now? Oh, sorry. My name is, well, actually, I'm not sorry. My name is right over there. No, there. Layla Viscu. Yeah, the ZBrush channel will rename the stream. My name is not Steven Anderson. Steven is another streamer here on Pixologic. I mean ZBrush. My name is Layla. Let's bring her corners of the eye a bit forward. She is a bit cross-eyed. Sorry, the camera saving thing. Don't be sorry. I was just in my head, so I kind of missed that. Yeah, it's a really cool feature. Okay, let's move on. Hi, Steven Anderson. Hi. In case if you are not trolling me, yep, my name is Layla, not Steven. Do you do commissions work? No, not at the moment, at least. I don't know a lot of 3D artists that do commissions, to be honest. Purely because of how long it usually takes to sculpt a character versus draw a character. And some people who order commissions don't get it. Not saying that you don't, but most of the people that approach me on Instagram, they're like, oh, do you do commissions? And if I ever replied yes and named my price of like just multiplying the rough amount of hours that it would take me to sculpt a certain character by my hourly rate, people would get offended. Like, what? For a drawing? And then how can I explain that I don't draw? Here. In my experience, people commission sculpts for prints, statues, turnarounds, or pitch pipes. Right. Well, in that case, I would call it freelance. And yes, I do freelance. Please do something for the newbies. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing something for the newbies. Like, you can follow along. I'm not moving too fast, I don't think. I wish I was moving faster, but feel free to ask any questions regarding the UI or what button I pressed and what did I do just now. You can ask those in the chat if you want. I'll be happy to answer them. Her jaw is so big. Just realized. Even for a stylized character, it's like too much. Okay, let's give her some elven ears. I'm gonna pin it to the side for now, then we'll bring it back. I'm trying to scoop the same reference and mine just looks like a fish. Mine looks like a fish also. Something between a cat and a fish. That's alright. It's this weird stage when you're blocking out and nothing looks right. It's totally fine. Well, look who it is, looking a bit more radiant and sunshiny today, I see. Oh, might be the lighting. With the ears. Yeah, let's use a cylinder, flip it, make it thinner, then mirror and weld. Oops. Activate the symmetry. Pick it around here. Trick that we could do, but it doesn't seem to work with the symmetry very well. Let's hide one of the ears, delete it, and then use the taper option. You can find taper by clicking this cog and then going to taper. Got like a proxy ear going. Let's flip it on the other side, because it will be easier to see the proportions alongside the concept. Okay. So it's something like that. Now I like to do a little trick by hitting group by normals. It will create 3 groups based on normals. Usually they're really clean if you kept your edges sharp. And then let's go zero mesher, keep groups, slide it all the way down. Let's do something like 0.7. Oh yeah, it's not bad. Let's do it again. It's not doing a really good job here. Yep, that's better. Let's go to deformation, polish by groups. Now we've got this proxy ear, subdivided. Maybe not. The reason why I kept those polygroups is just because I like to work with clean meshes. And I can now isolate certain areas and just work on them. You don't have to do that. Also, I didn't turn on the back face mask, so I did this and it affected the back area as well. If that's happening to you, you just have to turn on the back face mask. Can be found in the brush auto masking back face mask. I just have it dragged to the side here for easy access. kind of looks like a Navi at the moment. Always fun to see the early stages of sculpting and just how much they evolve. Yeah, for sure. Is Navi from Avatar? By the way, has anyone seen the movie? Oh no, it hasn't come out yet, has it? I'm gonna go watch it next week. It's the lighting. I have a rendering joke in there somewhere, but nah, I got nothing. Yeah, it is the lighting. It's a bit different. One of my monitors just died the other day, so I usually have 3 monitors. Which is a bit of a pain right now. I know I sound spoiled, but once you get like at least a dual monitor setup set, you can't go back. Let's mirror it and reconstruct. Oh. Alright. She's using 3-point sliding setup. No, I wish it's more like a 1-point light. And then there's some HDRI in the seams bowl. There it is, nice one. Let's give her some eyebrows and let's save. Is it anything? If the ZBrush competition taught us anything, is that you have to save the recent ZBrush sculpt off. I participated in like 30 minutes and my ZBrush crashed and didn't save anything. And 30 minutes in a 3-hour competition is long. It's a long time. It's a lot of wasted time. Okay, that's not her eyebrow shape. How easy is it going to be to open the character mouth? Pretty easy. I used to be intimidated by the idea of doing it, but now I've got like a few tricks up my sleeve and actually know of a few ways I could do it. What's the time? Oh man, it's been 47 minutes and I haven't sculpted anything. Yeah, we might get to it. this stream. If not, then the next one. But it's a pretty simple concept, so I don't think it should take us more than 2 streams to finish it. Alright. What I like to do is I'm gonna duplicate the mesh by hitting Ctrl-Shift-D, and I'm gonna hit Ctrl-W, which will create this group. And then I expand it just a little bit with the Ctrl-Shift-F, I believe. Yeah. And then I delete hidden, and I've got an eyebrow base. I can now go to deformation and either polish by groups or just let's polygroup it and polish by groups. Yeah, that's more like it. Inflate it a bit, and here they are. I like to zero mesh mine. Maybe something lower. It's a really cheap and dirty way to do eyebrows. Her eyes are so interesting, they're very angular. So I'm trying to imitate that. About, oof. That could work. Vitaly is saying Lukisho Vatati Khodits. He's saying that so far it looks like Avatar. And it does. It will get better though. Let's mask out her hair. Look a little different than the last time, smartest. Yep, I know. No, I'm a bit under the weather today. Oh, thank you. Although it looks nothing like concept yet. Thank you. Okay, accept. Let's work with this one. I'm an old school kind of sculptor, so I use Dynamesh more than I use Sculptris Pro. I just didn't seem to fall in love with it as much as everyone else did. Nice, cool. Can you share about your challenges before you got your job? I think this would be valuable, especially for struggling artists out there. My challenges before I got a job. I don't know, really, because I don't know if you can call it a challenge. I dropped out of high school, like intentionally, because I found 3D and I was like, I want to do it for life, which is quite a statement when you were 15. I don't think I knew what I was in for at the time. So sorry, not really good at multitasking. So yeah, anyway, dropped out of school and I found like an internship in a small TV commercial company that also did some cartoons on the side, like their own made short films. They took me in. I had to, like, my parents, they paid for someone there to like give me like a basics introduction course into Maya. And that's kind of like how I learned the basics, by going to those courses for like 6 months. And after that, they hired me as like an intern to do all the boring stuff, but it wasn't boring for me at the time. Like really basics, like camera layouts and stuff. It was way before I started sculpting. So I did that for 1.5 years, and then, like, long story short, I got some experience under my belt, and I went to uni to study 3D for 10 months. I got my diploma, and then I got a job straight out of uni. If I were to quote my employer, they were quite like impressed by my personal work, because I was just doing concepts that I found on ArtStation and translating them into 3D, like doing all sorts of crazy stuff, like really fluffy hair and like glove simulation and all that stuff. So they liked that and they hired me, and I've been in the same company ever since for the past 4 years. That's kind of my life story when it comes to 3D. So a challenge must have been to actually sit through university, and I don't know, I would sculpt and do 3D way more than the curriculum was really telling us to. So instead of like 3 hours a day, I would work for around like 10. I'm asking because it appears that it's quite hard even to get a chance to grow in the industry. Well, it depends on which country you're in and which field you're interested in. Is it gaming? Is it TV? Is it commercials? Or is it movies? A lot of really big studios, like Weta, well, I can only vouch for Weta, but I would imagine it works the same with Island, Framestore, all those big companies out there. They tend to hire new graduates and very like junior artists straight out of uni, or just people who are interested and are willing to learn, just so they can teach them the pipeline and basically have these new people know the pipeline very well and work for the company, and the skill level doesn't really matter there at the start, because you will grow in the company. And smaller film or film studios or game studios might not be very interested in teaching their own interns. It really depends. I'd say get your portfolio sorted on ArtStation, and it will be a good start. You have like a few solid pieces there, getting your CV ready. Let's give her some proxy eyelashes for now. I feel like it would really add to the character. Hello everyone. Tips for hair sculpture. Start with the base, like I did here. That's my tip. Don't move on onto the fine hair sculpting until you're 100% sure that you're happy with the volume of the hair. Right now, I'm not happy with the volume of the hair, obviously because she's missing shoulders and her torso. I need to sculpt that first, and then I will like place her ear locks kind of like and make them collide with her shoulders, and then I'll move on to like secondary and tertiary details of the hair. I do not add any clumps or any hair curves. I don't use any hair curves at this moment. I haven't figured out her hair volume yet. So I'd say my biggest advice would be patient. Back onto those eyelashes. Let's simplify them. Hi, hello. Alright, straight away I can see that one of her eyebrows is a bit too high up. Break the symmetry and we'll lift the right one a bit later. Okay, as for the eyes, let's see. I can see the problem. They're too wide. Need to be narrower. this current type of hair, can we start with ZBrush? As I previously mentioned, I would not recommend using the ZBrush straight away, just because you don't have any volume to work with. By volume, I mean all of this good stuff, like the shape of it. I would block out the fringe, the main portion of the hair, maybe split it into parts even, and then I would go with the IMM curve on top once I'm happy with the volume. Do that before it, do the ZBrush before that, and you might find yourself cornered into having to kind of like, what's the best way to put it? You would basically be shooting yourself in the knee by doing that, because you only have one curve, one tube of hair, and you're now trying to manipulate it into place, but then there is no underlying volume, and what it might end up looking like is kind of like a wig sitting on top of the characters, as opposed to actual hair. So I would not advise to use ZBrush straight away. Okay. When I was talking about things. You are welcome. Okay, moving on. Hello. Okay, let's make her hair shorter for now. Just so it doesn't get in the way. Actually, let's switch it off completely. Nice work, thank you. Hi, is this for 3D printing? No, it's just for practice. You could 3D print it. No, it's just for practice. Practicing translating 2D concepts like this one into 3D. The ribcage is too small. Oops. Sorry for the interruption. You have done a pen eyes, but how did you make that? I mean material. It came with the material, actually. It's the toy plastic. But if you ever were to lose this material, let's say it looks like this, you just go to material, navigate to toy plastic at the bottom, and then make sure the M is selected, and you fill object. And if you mean the poly paint, I just painted that. Just a matter of painting it. What is your daily work as an artist? I work for an animation studio in Auckland, New Zealand. I make characters, props, environments, whatever we need for a certain project. We have lots of projects throughout the year, varying from TV commercials to ads to short films to cinematics. A lot of cool work that needs to be done. So yeah, I do that. But my passion is characters. That's why I do them on the side when I have free time. And that's basically me here, doing characters on the side. Okay. What's Dynamission? Maybe? Edit things. What is your name? Layla Viscu. In cinema, no video games. No, I don't work for video games. Maybe in the future, but no. I don't have any experience of working for video game companies. As you can see here, I'm keeping the resolution pretty low, just so I can block out the shapes. I don't go into high resolution yet, just because I find that it can be very not destructive, but it can slow down your process like by a lot. If you go straight into like millions of polygons on a base mesh, and then you're trying to correct all of the like uneven edges and uneven areas and surfaces, it can be a lot to deal with, so I try to keep it simple for now. It's nice. When were you born? I'm 22, so you can do the math. I want to learn about different types of painting methods like spray painting or plain brush. Do you have any preference? Spray painting or plain brush? Sorry, no, not for traditional painting. I mostly do 3D at the time, unless you mean something in ZBrush. I don't think I can help you with that at the moment. But Google can. Such a cool job. I hope I can find a job. You will. Just be persistent, keep trying, keep applying. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish the sentence. I can find a job soon. I would be so hyped to have this job at 22. Thank you. I am hyped as well. It's been 4 years since I started it, so the hype kind of died down, but yeah, I'm super happy to have it. I'm 20 years old. You're very beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yes, in ZBrush. Oh. I want to learn about different types of painting, like spray painting or plain brush. What do you mean by spray painting? I just call it poly paint. I use these two brushes, like a hard-edged one or a normal one, and you can do the same by going to standard brush and selecting RGB and turning off Z add, and basically, yeah, painting. You can adjust the opacity. Guess it's spray painting then. That's all I do. It's kind of missing this part. I don't like to go too anatomical on my sculpts because most of them are stylized, but there's always some necessary parts that I add on each sculpt just to give myself some reference in terms of how to sculpt the clothing on top. So I can see, I've seen some people not being too fussy about the anatomy underneath the clothing and going straight into clothing and then sculpting it from there. I can't really do that. I don't like to do that. I like to give it some more definition before I move on to clothing. So this should help. Alright. That she looks funny. Let's bring back her hair. What should we do? Okay. Where are you living? I live in New Zealand. Does ZBrush pay artists for these streams? They don't, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not getting paid. No, it's a volunteer work. So we come here as volunteers and we just do what we love while talking about ZBrush. Alright. Very goog. I think you might have meant good. Maybe. Then thank you. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? How can I start with sculpting eyes? I previously mentioned, just not to repeat myself entirely, I work for an animation studio here in New Zealand. We do ads, TV commercials, short movies, game cinematics, stuff like that. So I'm one of the artists on the team. I'm responsible for characters, props, environments, modeling, texturing, even grooming sometimes. Sculpting, obviously, is also one of my responsibilities. How can you start sculpting eyes? Just pop two spheres and paint some texture on them and you're done. That's for stylized characters. For sculpting eyes, if you're talking about more of like a traditional sculpting workflow, I would suggest that you find some references on Pinterest or just Google and try to imitate that. But this volunteer work will sure improve your career, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't know if there are any employers necessarily watching ZBrush streams. I don't think so. It's just good practice. Good practice. And I'm a bit rusty because I missed the past 2 streams and I didn't sculpt for 2 weeks. I mean, I didn't sculpt on ZBrush channel for 2 weeks. So forgive me for that. I will be faster on the next stream. She has a lot of hair on this side, doesn't she? I feel like I should have done this instead. So straightened out the model and then should have rotated. It's going to fit. Yeah, something like that. Do you have your own channel? Yes, I do. There isn't much on there, just a few time lapses. of me sculpting and some live streams. Sorry. You can find it by just typing in Layla Viscu into YouTube, and I'm the only one out there. I'm seeing diploma in game art right now, and I'm supposed to sculpt a character now. Is it possible that you might be able to help me with my sculpt? You can reach out to me on Instagram, and I'll see what we can do. Just yeah, send me a message there. Why there is name Steven Anderson? That's not fair. These days Pixelogic is getting the name all wrong most of the time. That happens sometimes. I'm not too concerned though. My name is Layla, not Steven. Steven is another sculptor here on the channel. He streams before me. Thus, I get his name on my stream. But it will be changed as soon. Well, soon after the stream is done, which is really soon. Oh my god, I'm out of time. How game cinematics are usually being rendered? I mean, Blizzard type cinematics. I mean, with a rendering engine, I would assume. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Yeah, say rendering engines like Arnold or V-Ray. And there's so many. Can be any one of those. What tablet do you use? I use Huion Canvas 22. Where do you stop the detail when you do stylize? It's like I don't know where to stop and not to go detailed. There are some detailed stylized sculpts. It's alright to go detailed. Just don't start going detailed too soon. Otherwise, yeah, you might get stuck. Make sure you're happy with the big shapes first. Insta, it's the same. Layla Viscu, right here. Type it in, you'll find me. Show me the tablet. I can't without like screwing up my camera setup. But it's basically like a Cintiq, but cheaper. And Huion, don't pay me to say that. It really is cheaper than Wacom products. Wacom is great and all, but sometimes it's just so pricey. Especially when you go for something bigger than 16-inch, which I wanted to. I wanted a 22-inch, and it's like $2,000, 2,000 New Zealand dollars, which is a lot, plus taxes. As you can see, I'm adding a second portion of the hair. Still blocking out. This character has a long way to go. But I feel like most of the pieces are there. Continue working on it next stream, next Monday, a bit later than today, because I'm going on a Christmas leave. So I don't have to wake up at 6 AM to stream, which is nice. And that also means that we can stream for longer. Maybe the next one will be 3 hours or so. It looks like Princess Zelda from The Legend of Zelda. I would imagine because of her pointy ears. Maybe not so much her nose. Princess Zelda has really sharp angled nose, at least in Breath of the Wild. So I'd say it's just the elven ears that make her look like Zelda. That was actually one of my ideas of what to sculpt today, was Princess Zelda. I had a really fun concept in mind, but decided to go for something more Christmassy. Maybe in the new year we'll sculpt Zelda as well. I just got the 16 Pro, but like in ZBrush I don't have access to all of my stuff because it's too small. I had the same problem with just the 16-inch Wacom, not the Pro. It was too small, so I sold it. I will maybe change it. Yeah. What is your Instagram? It's right here. Layla, Viscu. Just type it in, you'll find me. Do you ever look at your sculpts and feel like giving up? No? Not to say that I've never felt that way before, I have. But I also learned that if I keep on being stubborn enough, or long enough, it will actually look good in the end. Well, decent. So, no. Do not give up. That's not what we do here. We don't do it here. Don't give up. I've been there before. Just, it's not worth it, because you know it can get better. Just a matter of how much time and effort you're willing to put into it. If you do feel stuck, I would advise that you ask for some feedback from maybe your family or your friends or someone who knows 3D. Let them feedback on your work. It might get you unstuck and help you move forward. It has definitely helped me in the past. I get feedback at work every day. And there's no way of getting stuck. You have to get the job done. Hello, hello. Okay guys, haven't achieved as much as I thought I would. But again, it's partially due to me being a bit rusty, not sculpting here for 2 weeks. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I need to go to work. I need to be there in half an hour. But the next time I'll fix this screen, the monitor from falling down. I don't know what's up with it. And next stream, we'll paint her, we'll open her mouth, just like you guys asked. She'll hopefully stop looking like Navi from Avatar. and she will look more like the concept, but most of the pieces are there. And I really hope we can finish her next time, because if we don't, it will be past the Christmas period and it will be a bit irrelevant to sculpt an elven girl in like January. What's this? Yeah, that's it for now. The stream came out a bit shorter than usual, just because I was late for 10 minutes. The next stream I'll try to stream for 3 hours or so we can finish it. I'll see if I'll do any stuff off screen, just like blocking out the hat and maybe a candy cane, like real quick. Just not to bore you guys on the next one. Next Monday, right? Yep, next Monday, just probably 2 hours shifted because I'm gonna be on my Christmas break and I can wake up a bit later than 6 AM to stream, so it'll be 2-hour difference. Are you Brazilian? No, I'm Moldovan, because I am. Good on you, but I'm Moldovan. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hello and goodbye. Sorry, I have to end it here. We will continue working on it next time, next Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have an awesome rest of your day. Have a good night, depending on where you are. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.